Welcome back to Insight. So if you've driven north through downtown, you get north of downtown, you get to Tennessee Avenue, and you see Shepherd's House there, and you've gone, what is it exactly that they do? We're going to find out exactly what they do and why they are in a bit of a pinch here. Barb, you find yourself in an interesting situation, but I want to start with Shepherd's House. You've been doing this for 20 years. Doing what?
We began Shepherd's House. It's a very structured recovery program. Homeless individuals, mostly veterans, I'd say 98% of them are homeless veterans with addictions, whether it be drugs, alcohol. Most of them struggle with PTSD, anxiety, depression, suicidal thoughts. And then we try to meet them at ground zero and put all the steps together to help them.
And it feels to me like maybe we've only heard about some of the problems veterans face with homelessness, with all those things that you just mentioned, maybe in the last few years. So you were really kind of ahead of the curve on this.
Yeah, way ahead of the curve. I can remember, I think it was about 10 years ago, we had talked to the VA, but of course we hadn't met all of their criteria, life and safety. So at that point, they would just call us when they had a homeless vet. And I remember the very first one, Julian, was living behind the golf course on the grass with his clothes soaking wet on the fence line. That's where we started with Julian. It was amazing. And little by little, it was like 1, 2, and now I think we're up to 45 homeless veterans. So
all currently, or 45, not 45 have gone through, but 45 there right now?
Right now, physically, I think I have 43, but we can house 45 at a time. And I've got 3 coming from jail. They know they're approved, they know they're coming, so we should receive those within a couple of weeks.
So what the benefit of what you do is what? Like, I mean, your success rate in getting people back into self-sufficiency is pretty high. Very,
very high. What we do compared to the other places within Allen County, the VA is all about the Housing First model that they adopted, I'm guessing about 1.5 years ago, which means being sober isn't a prerequisite to be able to stay at those other facilities. Our veterans and our house, they know from day one, we are in recovery. If basically we can do it, you can do it. And I would say seriously, 99% of the time, everyone's clean and sober. If they have a relapse, we keep them. There's sanctions, but they stay in the house until they're really, really bad. But the ones we have to terminate are really few and far between.
So the VA then is saying that there's a different model, in their opinion, somehow better, that would say, no, we want to make sure, say these people that you say are coming right out of prison, we're coming to your place, that they would go find their own housing first, and they may have all sorts of addictions and hang-ups and things like that that they haven't treated yet. And so, again, layman speaking here, but my guess is that the relapse rate seems very high in that situation. Is that safe to say?
If they didn't come to Shepherd's House, honestly, if there could be another 80 of us across the United States, I'd feel really good. Because this is just from the veterans' standpoint. One of them said to me, they all voiced their opinion when we told them what was happening before they saw it on Facebook or something. But one of them said, now help me understand, the VA is going to sponsor veterans who are literally using and drinking, shooting up, but they won't sponsor us who's really working hard to try to build a foundation of sobriety. And I don't understand it, but that is factual.
So this, again, if you've been paying attention to the news, you saw that the VA has kind of, at least it appears, is pulling your funding for, or it's in jeopardy, let's just start there, because you don't follow the Housing First model.
We're guessing that's it.
Okay.
It wasn't us that they pulled the funding on solely Shepherd's House. It was every single grant per diem program, which there's like 700 of them across the United States. And they said, we haven't asked for any updated grants since 1994. So that was the whole premise. The VA said a few times that 97% of the existing programs would remain funded. Somehow, Shepherd's House, as structured as we are, 32 surveillance cameras, licensed clinical social worker, psychologist, psychiatrist that actually donates his time, and we fell into that 3%. That's incredible to me, honestly.
Yeah.
We're not a cot and a meal. I mean, it's really, truly an incredible program.
We want to find out, pause right there, because it is an incredible program, about what your response was when you heard the news. I thought was inspiring, and also then how we can help Shepherd's House and help homeless veterans. Stay right there. We'll be right back on Insight.